Hello, friends of the Drone Pioneers podcast, and today we're here with Mr. Orlando Wilson. Hello, Mr. Wilson.
Hello, Dionysus.
Which actually is an outsider, doesn't have to do much with the drone industry, but he's been a businessman. He's been in the close protection and investigations business for more than 30 years.
Too long.
For too long, as well as other business, and he's a man of the world. He knows how the world works, and he's here to give some outsiders advice to drone guys like me, you, and the usual viewers of this channel. Mr. Wilson, so we've been discussing these days, and you've been telling me that sometimes we drone guys, we're too short-sighted. Mm-hmm. It's not long before we are going to be, although the drone industry is in baby steps and still booming, the drone guys, we are soon going to become obsolete.
Yes.
Soon doesn't mean 2 months, 3 months, or 6 months, but eventually we're going to be, obsolete, abandoned. Why is that?
Because I think technology is going to take over a lot quicker than everybody thinks. And again, even you see now with a lot of the drones, a lot of the drones have been run by AI anyway. A lot of drones are programmable. So especially if you're thinking about it from a security perspective, why do you need an operator when you can just program a drone to fly flight paths, etc., etc., etc. And again, it's a matter of time before the drone will be, whether they can do it today, I'm not sure. They fly a flight path, they spot something suspicious, they can go into a mode to follow that object, to follow that person, etc., etc. I'm sure now there's software out there where if a drone identifies somebody or identifies something suspicious, they can follow that object remotely.
But we're not there yet.
I'd say it's there, it's just not mainstream.
Okay.
And the way technology is moving, it's going to be a matter of time before that type of stuff will be available within drones. Don't you have drones at the moment? If you're running, if you're doing whatever, the drone will follow you?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, so it's just latching onto a person and following that person or following that object. And I expect the stuff's already out there. It's just not mainstream or been actually put within the drone software.
It might be some military project or some...
At the moment, I'm sure some kids can program a drone to do it.
Okay. So, the way we see all this innovation, all this AI picking up and all this, how many years do you think people have?
I'd say 24 months, 2 years.
2 years?
Within 2 years, the way things are moving at the moment, the drone business is going to be, and the security business is going to be a lot more automated in 2 years than it is now.
Okay. So, what's your advice? What's your suggestion?
Keep up with the progress.
Okay, but the same way that nowadays you don't want 10 people moving around the building to keep it secure.
You don't need it.
Eventually, you will not need 10 operators
for the drones. Anybody. You might need a person somewhere. But even down now, there's how many remote drones that can do their own patrols around. Where you see the promotions, they're doing remote patrols within buildings.
Yeah. Well, still there is somebody looking through the feed.
Yeah, you can have one person somewhere, same as all CCTV. You can have one person sat in an operation room somewhere monitoring. And again, the drone alerts to something, then the person can see what the drones are alerting on.
Okay, so how do you believe that people that today think that they have picked an occupation can actually...
How long does it take to get a drone license?
Practically a few days.
Okay, how long does it take to learn how to fly a drone?
The easier the drones become, the less time you need to learn.
Okay, so this is where I see people on about, I'm going to be a drone operator. Okay, you might as well say... What other skill can you learn in a few days? Tell me, can you become a cook in a few days?
No.
Can you become a hairdresser in a few days?
No.
Can you become a bricklayer in a few days?
No.
So it's a minimal skill job. Mm-hmm. So it's, again, we said this before, I'm in the security business, no disrespect to security guards, because again, it's depending what level you're in the security business, depends on what you're doing. But to become an entry-level drone operator is no different than being an entry-level security guard.
No, I've seen situations that people became very, very, very quickly from training.
Yeah, they get the license.
Yeah, and they work.
Yeah,
This doesn't mean that they automatically can handle every situation, every miss.
Yeah, but this is it. They've got the license to work.
Yeah.
And we were talking about this earlier, security drone operators. It's a matter of time before security companies are saying, okay, if you got a drone license, we're only hiring people with a drone license, and instead of earning 10 euros an hour, you'll make 11 euros an hour with a drone license.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And people will be getting applicants to do the job. Or just saying to people, okay, you come to us with a security license, we'll put you through your drone license, you'll make and again, you'll pay for your drone license off your wages, etc. And after that point, then you earn an extra euro or 2 euros an hour.
So very, very fast from a cutting edge skill, it's going to become
Mainstream.
A mainstream.
And this is where we've said about companies hiring drone operators or whatever. Okay, to me, it's stupid for a company. And again, there will be a need for, how can I put it? One-off events where people will hire a drone operator.
Yeah.
But again, if you're a company that's regularly using drones, it's going to be a lot cheaper and cost effective to get somebody within your organization to get the licenses and to buy the drone. Mm-hmm. It'll be a lot more cost effective, and instead of having to cooperate with a subcontractor, you've got your own person that when you need them, you can call them and they can come and work for you. Rather than dealing with a contract company, which, as I said, is possibly using minimal skilled people. Oh, I'm a licensed drone operator. Yeah, you've done a course last week, and now you're out inspecting a building or doing an inspection that's possibly costing that, or the company that's having that inspection done is relying on something that can make them or lose them a lot of money.
Okay, so since it's also a topic that is discussed pretty much nowadays, all this is going to be possible because of all this, progress with AI. Mm-hmm. DeepSeek, ChatGPT, American, Chinese, all this stuff. Mm-hmm. What other occupations you see getting hammered because of all this AI? I mean, photography, videography, all this.
Videography is gone. It's like, that is going to be, we talk about that. I like photography. Mm-hmm. But the thing is, at the moment, there's that many photographers. And even when we're talking about stuff like video editing and everything else, how many video editing apps. Mm-hmm. If you buy GoPro, it comes with video editing software on the app that does a very good job for most people. So again, there's that many apps out there that can edit videos up to a good standard. Why do you need an outsider? But I think a lot of the manual labor jobs are all going to be going over to be it robots, etc., all going to be automated.
Do you think that more, let's say, you talked about photography and videography, do you think that more, let's say, the more serious aspect of this, like actors, are actors going to be replaced by AI bots?
Yeah, they always need actors. I think actors will always be there. But again, it's like, I'm sure there's going to be how much there's going over to AI. I don't know much about AI. But again, I think there's still going to be jobs out there. But if we're talking about stuff like security, drones, etc., anything that's remotely technical these days, AI is going to take over, and it's going to be an app that's doing it, a robot that's doing it, etc.
And even not technical stuff. I mean, you have people answering, on phones.
Yeah,
for clients. This can be, even today, maybe this can be,
Mate, if you try to talk to anybody, if you're dealing with anything in the US as far as calling people, you're going through the robots to this, to that, and it's been like that for a long time. Yeah. You're going through the automated answering machines. I forget what I was trying to do recently, and again, it's all, you have to speak slowly. They don't understand my English because I don't speak with a Spanish accent, when you're calling people in South Florida. So if you speak Spanglish, they understand you. But again, it's like if you speak with an Indian or Pakistani accent, they understand you. But again, it's like all that stuff's been automated for a long time. It's going to be even more automated.
Mm-hmm. So not even
it's there.
Call receiver.
It's there. Okay. Yeah. So my advice when we was talking about the drone stuff, the future of drones is not so much going to be in flying drones, because kids can do that anyway. The future, if you're looking in the drone business, is going to be software, management, and maintenance.
Okay.
Because if you have a drone fleet, they're going to have to be maintained. They're going to have to be looked after. If things break, they're going to have to be fixed. And again, software is going to be updated, software is going to have to be installed, etc., etc. So it's actually flying drones. I think it's going to be a very, very limited. It's going to be a minimal paying job. It'll be there with security guards.
It's always going to be available. There's always going to be need for people to do it, but it's not going to.
It's not going to be. As I said, people think they'll make big money from it. You know what? I have people, oh, you can make 100 euros a day. Okay, you can make 100 euros a day, but you have to pay tax on that, right?
Mm-hmm.
What's the taxes in Greece?
Too much.
Too much. So again, by the time you pay tax, by the time you do this, you're walking away with what? 50, 60 euros.
Yeah, if you're lucky.
Yeah, so you can make 50, 60 euros a day being a drone operator. Okay, if that's what you want to do, it's an extra income, but it's not, you're not going to make money doing it.
It's not going to be enough to support life the way everything's becoming more expensive anyway.
It's a supplementary income.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, unless, and this is where you set up your own drone business, etc., you can make more money. But again, if I was hiring drone operators, I wouldn't be paying them that much these days because there's no need. They're at entry-level security guard level, or a maximum 100 euros a day.
Well, I think the way, at least what I see around here, and at the moment of this recording, is that we are not yet to the point where the market has completely opened, and we are not yet to the point where there are many skilled.
Do you know what will kill it?
Uh-huh.
When, again, this is a tip for the schools. When these schools start approaching job agencies, employment agencies, especially government agencies, and this screwed things up in UK in the security business a long time ago. I remember when I first started in the security business, you had different tiers of security.
Okay.
Yeah, and there was security guards. I remember working in-house security guards. I bumped into, because I'd done a couple of shifts there a long time ago at the bank Rothschilds in London.
Okay.
And they were all ex-military guys. They were making good money back then. This is going back mid-90s, because I was just started freelancing. So mid-90s, they were making about £60,000 a year plus benefits.
Good money.
As in-house security at Rothschilds. They were all sacked over time. They were made redundant, or they was phased out, and they brought in a contract company because it was a lot cheaper. And the contract company started giving people their qualifications, city and guilds qualifications, etc. And I'd done some city and guild stuff because I was keen in those days. I had to pay out of my own pocket. Okay? Then all of a sudden, and I know other people, they paid out of their own pocket to get it because they were professional. All of a sudden, you got all these, how can I put it politely, duffers turning up.
What
duffer?
What's the meaning of duffer for non-Brits?
I'm trying to be polite because it's one of your videos. If my videos, I'd be swearing by now. People that are not good for anything else, but the government, they've been unemployed that long that the government will pay for their qualifications, like the British government's doing with the SIA license for close protection.
So SIA people are duffers?
A lot, yes. Because again, the government will pay for you. If you're that much of a useless, I'll leave it there because it's one of your videos, the government in UK will pay for your training. That's where you got a lot of guys and girls doing CP courses or being given security guard courses just to get them back in employment. Okay, how long is it before the governments work out, oh, there's a niche for drone operators. All these duffers can go and fly drones.
Eventually.
If they can't be good, if they're not good enough to be security guards, or if they're kids that like to play computer games, why don't we send them on drone operator courses and they can go out and earn €5 an hour.
Yeah, whatever is going to be at that time, the basic.
So again, it will only take these drone operating schools to start approaching these government agencies, employment agencies, saying, look, let's do a deal. We can train up all these duffers to go and fly drones, and then they can go get jobs as drone operators.
That will flood the market.
And that will flood the market, especially when same happens with a lot of the security companies. The government will even pay or give how much money to the security company to hire these useless. I'll leave it there because it's one of your videos. Yeah. So how long will it be before the same happens to the drone market? Because it's only a 3-day course and people can go out and get a job. They get a license, they get a qualification. So the drone operators course, the drone operators business will become swamped in the very, very near future. Very near future. So you'll get all these duffers turning up, crashing drones, losing drones, causing chaos. But you know what?
It's not their drone.
It's not their drone. It's they've got a license. They're qualified to fly. And if you say they're not, then they'll sue you for
defamation.
Sue you because you're discriminating against them for being a transgender, incompetent.
I think we're done with that.
Yeah.
I think all this is going away now. The transgender.
Okay, they'll just be playing old duffers then, as they used to be.
Yeah. Well, at least they will be playing duffers if that counts for anything.
Yeah, but that's my perspective on things. It's like the drone business. Drones are going to be a necessity. They're going to be very, very mainstream. But if you're getting into the drone business, if you're just, I think, to be professional, if you're in the drone business, of course, you're going to have to understand how to fly drones, but you're going to have to also understand the software. You have to understand the maintenance. You're going to have to understand the technicalities of how a drone is put together, not just flying around and taking pretty pictures.
Which is nice, but not enough.
Yeah?
Okay, so besides that, you also pay attention to what's happening in the world because you are, in the security industry, close protection industry, and you see how drones are used from the bad guys all around the world.
Yeah.
Anything that, has impressed you, anything that, in the last months or years, you saw an escalation of this?
I think the escalation of drones is happening everywhere. As we said, it's a matter of time. And it might have happened, I just missed it. They're used in a professional hit, etc., etc. That's going to happen soon.
Yeah, I think in Latin America, I think we have already
we can say that with the narcos. The Mexican cartels are using drones. Something popped up today. Jalisco New Generation. Something popped up on my social media where they're using drones to hit people all the time. But it's not happened, I don't think, in Europe yet or in US.
What do you think is going to be the response of the institutions, of the authorities when this happens? Are we going to see a fear-mongering?
You've got the countries like United Kingdom banning people. They're on about making no-pointed knives, etc., and banning online sales of knives. So as soon as something happens with the drone, they'll be banning them, licensing them, etc. That's it.
Isn't this going to hurt the industry in general? Because on one hand, you want to make it a more accessible...
But you're going to have how many licensed operators out there that will just need a background check and they'll be able to fly a drone?
Like, say, the security industry.
Same as the security industry.
Many similarities between the security industry and the drone industry.
Yeah, it'll be the same thing.
Okay.
They'll be licensed. But again, maybe I can't see it. The trouble is with flying drones, it's such an easy skill that I can't see it, you having a two-tier thing where, okay, it's the same in some countries where, okay, your regular security guards earn how much money? If somebody's armed security, then they can earn a lot more money.
In some situations, I have seen it here in Greece, you would have an unarmed security guy getting a little more than the armed security guy, because the security guy had also a couple of more taxes. So in the end, he was making less money.
Yeah, but again, this is where it's like, I think the trouble is with the drone market, it's going to be regulated. It's a matter of time before it's a lot more regulated. As we say, in some countries, you can't bring drones in, you can't do this, you can't do that. There'll just be a blanket ban on the drones, or specific countries. This could help keep the money up where only specific countries, companies can have drone operators.
Yeah.
The trouble is then you're going to get corruption, etc., 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 because only the favored companies will be getting the drone operator licenses.
And in order to be able to get in there, it's
going
their
to cost
guys,
money,
cost money,
etc., etc., etc. Who you know, who you pay, who you kick back to, etc.
Yeah, very interesting. So we're not going to be bored, that's for sure. That's for sure. Okay, so friends of the Drone Pioneers podcast, thank you very much. I hope you enjoyed, well, not really, I don't think you could have enjoyed what's coming in the future, but I hope you find it insightful. And Mr. Wilson, where can one find you these days?
Don't find me. I'm avoiding people.
He is on social media, check him out.
I'm on social media, but don't send me any fucking annoying questions. I had to swear once.
It's one of my videos, his videos, who knows. Anyway, that's all for now. Thank you very much, and see you in the future. Bye.